My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you all are doing well. I just made it out here to Lone Wolf Mountain, and it is time for our adventure to begin. This week's adventure is going to be a wet one. In last week's adventure, I spoke of my favorite time of year, which is now. It's my favorite because oftentimes we have these big weather systems moving across the country that bring like an entire day's worth or days worth of rain. Beginning around 2 a.m. tonight, the weather system is going to begin moving into the area. So we should have rain around 2, and it's going to last roughly 24 hours. With the current forecast, they are saying 4 inches of rain is possible. For this adventure, everyone, I figured that we would come out here to Lone Wolf Mountain. We will pitch a large tarp, and folks, we'll just simply enjoy the rain. First things first, I need to get that tarp put up because it is almost dark. It may look somewhat bright on the camera. That's the camera, that's not real life. In fact, I need to get my headlamp. All right, everyone, let's get to work. Let's get our tarp up. As you all can see here, I just got the tarp up. In the dark, that's a little bit of a chore, but it is what it is. We got it up. We are now good to go. My plan is to basically get the rest of my camp ready. Chair, table, stove. And once I have that done, we'll do a little talking about the weather system that's coming in tonight. There's an aspect to this trip that we have not talked about yet, and that is the cool temperatures. Right now it's about 45 degrees. By morning it will be 32 degrees. It is entirely possible that this weather event will start off as snow, transition to sleet, then to freezing rain, then to rain. This is what the forecast states: a chance of rain, snow, and sleet between 1 and 3, then rain likely. Low around 32. Amount of rain tonight, ½ inch. Tomorrow, rain 100%. Rain totals up to 1 inch of rain. Tomorrow night, rain 100% up to 2 inches. It's gonna be cool tomorrow too. The high tomorrow is only 43 degrees. So this is gonna be a really, really cold rain event. As far as this evening goes, already the temperature is beginning to drop pretty steadily. Just another reason why I love this little lantern here. It puts off light and it also puts off some heat. It's nice. And as far as the time goes, it is now almost 7 o'clock Here in a little bit, we'll make dinner. I tell you what, before we make dinner, let's go to the top of the mountain. There's something I want to show you all. As you all can see here, I have a tent set up. In fact, on this mountain here, I have 4 tents set up. That's because this is a test night episode. I am testing out 4 tents in this big storm system that's coming in. It's been a long time since I've been able to do some waterproof testing with tents here, so I'm going to take full advantage of this storm system. We have 4 tents up here, including the Free Soldier 1-person military tent, the 4-person Teton Sports Mountain Ultra, the MC2 Mount 2-person tent, and we also have the Fire Maple Tropics 2. As you all can see, it's going to be a very busy night for me. Basically, my plan is to stay up all night long with those tents. Basically, I'll be filming as the storm comes in, as those tents endure whatever happens. That is what I do when it comes to a test night episode. I film the whole thing, I show the whole thing. That way you all get to see the conditions that these tents are exposed to, and then you can see how well they fare. Now I tell you what everyone, before I make dinner, let me tell you all a story. This crazy event took place on my way out here. So I was cruising down the road, and on my right side, I see this truck out in this field, right? In the back of this truck, it's loaded full of rocks and stuff. And so I'm cruising down the road, he's parallel to me, and I get this feeling in my head, like he's gonna come out on the road. And just something tells me just to speed up. So I speed up and I leave him behind. And I look in my mirror, my rear view mirror. He just drives straight up on the road and he hits the car behind me. So yeah, that was a crazy event on the way out here to Lone Wolf Mountain. Tonight for dinner, everyone, pulled pork barbecue, garlic mashed potatoes, open face sandwich. Oh yeah, this looks and smells incredible. Let's go ahead and start with the mashed potatoes. Nice and good, like mashed potatoes should be. Now that's what I'm talking about right there. That's freaking awesome. Ultimate combo bite. Barbecue, mashed potatoes. Let's go. That's so good. It's getting pretty cold, everybody. Definitely cold enough to see my breath. Currently the temperature's in the 30s. It's chilly for sure. I wish I had enough time to gather some firewood for a fire. I didn't. I wish I did though. I've been hearing coyotes for the last 20 minutes or so. Pretty far away, but they're out there. Something that just came to mind, everyone. Now that we're going into the winter, here on YouTube, you're going to begin seeing companies doing large marketing pushes. So you may see like a constant theme popping up all over YouTube. Not here on this channel because I don't do marketing stuff. I don't push products. This sort of thing happens year round, but in the wintertime, you'll see like the biggest pushes with the most expensive items. So it may be like a brand of tents or something like that, sleeping bags, and so on. One product, or I should say one company that you're going to see a lot of is Russian Bear. You know those tents. They're kind of ugly, kind of cool, and uber expensive. That company is doing a major marketing push right now. So you're going to see Russian Bear products popping up all over YouTube, and that's the reason why. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with marketing pushes, because companies need to get their names out there, right? They need to get their products out there. But when you're talking about products that are so expensive, a lot of people will say anything to get one of those products for free. Because of this, you do need to be careful with what you believe, because again, people are getting these products for free. You know, we're talking about super expensive tents. And I'm not picking on anybody specific. I'm just trying to put out a warning, right? Be on alert. Oftentimes, people will say just about anything to get these super expensive products. So if you're going to, watch someone review one of these products or use it in an adventure or something, a camping trip, you need to make sure that like what they're stating like adds up with what you're seeing. You know what I mean? And it's not just like praise for an expensive product that they got for free. Hopefully that makes sense. Yes, the company has contacted me about 1 billion times, and I've looked at those products and I have considered reviewing them. One, they are super ugly. You may like that sort of style, and that's great, but man, I think those things are super ugly. And also, they're so expensive. It might be interesting to watch someone camp in one, but I'm not sure how many people are actually interested in one of those products. Let me know down below. Comment down below, share your thoughts on this. Are you interested in seeing a Russian Bear review? If the majority of you are, I'll do it. And of course, it will be completely agenda-free. I'll share my thoughts, the good and bad, just like I always do. Cheers. With this storm system here, this marks the beginning of a wet pattern for us. And it's that wet pattern that I was talking about in the previous overnight trip. Basically, in the fall, we start getting these big weather systems. We're talking about like all day rain, multiple days. This starts the first wave of that. And I'm excited. I love storm systems like this. It gives me the opportunity to do a lot of gear testing, and that's always fun. Take a look up in the sky, everybody. What do you see? You see the moon, and you see a ring around it. Do you know what that ring means? Comment down below. Otherwise, I'll tell you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What you're looking at there is called a lunar halo. And basically, it's ice crystals high up in the cirrus clouds. And my friends, without a doubt, a storm system is on the way. I just checked the radar, and it's getting close. Really, really close. Oh yes, we have a storm coming in. And I'm pretty much ready. The tarp here is fully secure. The tent's on top of the mountain. They're ready to go. All we have to do now is just await the storms. Until the rain gets here, I think I'm going to get the rest of the Forerunner ready. That way, whenever I do decide to turn in tonight, I can just hop in and I'm good to go. I want to have it set up so that I can turn on the heater as soon as I get in. So let's just go ahead and do that, and let's get everything else ready. As it stands right now, it's about 10 o'clock. We still have a number of hours before the rain hits, so I think it's time to turn in for a little bit of shut-eye before all of the action starts, because once it starts, I'm gonna be up all night long. Basically, just filming those tents, keeping an eye on things, and seeing how this goes. It's getting windy. Hopefully it stays high level. This tarp is anchored well, but still, this is a big tarp. A little bit of wind with a big tarp equals big problems, so I will definitely have to keep an eye on that. Alright everyone, let's get inside of the 4Runner, let's get warm, let's get the heater going. Good morning everybody, good morning. It is 2 a.m. and currently we have freezing rain and sleet falling. It's just now getting started. What we have at the moment is an ice storm. I'm going to go check on the tents and I'll be back in just a minute. Woo! Everybody, it is a wet mess out there. I just got done doing a bunch of filming up there. The storm system is moving in now. The ground is covered with like a layer of ice. We're not getting sleet anymore. It's like a combination of freezing rain and ice. Or I should say, freezing rain and rain. It's early. Let's see, I was able to go to sleep around 10 p.m., slept till 2, and now I will pretty much be up all night long. My goal from here on out is really to film those tents. That way I could document everything that happens with the storm system, so I could show what those tents have gone through. And ultimately, I can put out the information that people are interested in knowing. So, I'm going to take a second here and dry off. And we'll just go from there. My tarp was beginning to stretch because it's made out of seal nylon, and it was pretty close to coming down. We had massive pulling on top. Luckily, I was able to tighten everything up, and we can go on a little bit longer. Anytime that you're doing some sort of tarp camping, the material is going to stretch, the guy lines will stretch, and it's something that you'll have to deal with like throughout the night, you know what I mean? You have to be very proactive about it to prevent big problems. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is almost 8 o'clock in the morning. I did finally go to sleep. I slept between like 5 and 6, up at 6, and I've been filming since then. It is a rainy mess, folks, and I love it. With me being up all night long, I am absolutely starving. So for the first time in a long time, I'm having biscuits and gravy, baby. I'm actually having breakfast. Normally I'm too lazy for breakfast. There's a little bit of honesty for you. It is definitely time for something good to eat and some warm coffee. I've been out in the rain all night long. I am chilled down to my bones, you know? As it stands right now, it continues to rain. I've been checking on those tents, of course, filming all that stuff. I think 3 of them did good, and I think 1 of them has done rather poorly. I'm not going to talk too much about those tents and how well they performed in this episode. If you're interested, you could watch the test nights and all that stuff. I don't want to convolute this video, you know what I mean. Anyways, this heat here feels awesome. It is a chilly morning. I mean, we're talking like 37 degrees right now. Normally at this time in a video, I would be telling you all that I slept good or slept bad, whatever. Last night, I just didn't sleep. Too much work to do. Well, I mean, I did have a few hours here and there, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I didn't sleep much. Oh, man. That's okay though. I love gear testing. I really do. And of course, this is the Outdoor Gear Review. Our coffee will be done here in just a moment. Breakfast will be ready. Jalapeno cheddar biscuits and sausage gravy. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good, folks. Have coffee, have breakfast. Wrap this up here. Go check on those tents and head home. this has been a fun trip. Test night episodes, for me, are always fun. I film them really fast, I edit them fast. They have a different sort of feel to them, I guess you could say. Or at least they do for me when I'm editing them. Just in case you're wondering what I did with the cold water here, basically you pour cold water in the center of your coffee and it forces the coffee grounds to settle on the bottom. Then you dump a little cold water through the spout, and that way you don't get any grounds in your coffee cup. Pretty dark. I don't know if you all can see me well or not. The coffee here is amazing. Cheers. Man, this stuff is good. Woman, this stuff is good. It's really nice to have the hot coffee, the little lantern putting off some heat, and this meal here. Oh yeah. Life is good. Yesterday, my friends, I received a text message from my brother, and he was letting me know that Ice Cube has a new single out. And it's like a throwback to the 90s. It is like old school gangster rap. And it's pretty good. Going back to the 90s, after I watched the music video, listened to the song, it took me back to high school. You know what I mean? And I was thinking about a friend of mine, somebody I haven't seen in a long time. So back in high school, I mean, he loved that gangster rap. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, I mean, anytime we went somewhere, that's what we were listening to. This new track from Ice Cube would go hand in hand with what he liked at that time. It was funny, like after high school, we lost touch, and I met up with him somewhere, and he had like a complete personality shift because of a girl at some point in time. So it's like, he was always into the gangster rap stuff, and then all of a sudden, he was like the most country dude you have ever met in your entire life. You know, like the denim jeans, a little too tight, cowboy boots, and a southern drawl, right? It was unbelievable. And I'm just like, buddy, like, what is going on? Like, I've known you my entire life, and that draw is fake. The things that you will do for a woman, you know what I mean? And obviously, he had to become a country music super fan. Have I done anything like that to get a girl? The only thing I will say is that there's nothing on this planet that I haven't done to try to get with a girl. Anyways, I thought that was pretty funny. Watching that music video, listening to the song, took me back to like 1997. You know what I mean? Everyone, this is so good. Look at it, now respect it. Well, everyone, I'm going to finish up breakfast here and then begin breaking everything down. in the rain. It is time to wrap this trip up. Already, the day is getting long.